for a second alarm. For a check of the forecast with Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans. Good morning.
Good morning. We're going to get really hot and humid today and tomorrow. So today will be near 90 and then in the low 90s tomorrow.
Yeah, good day to have air conditioning.
Yes, definitely today and tomorrow. So let's take a look now at the temperatures to start. We're already pretty warm this morning. We're in the 60s, still humid. 65 degrees in Whitesboro and 63 degrees in Little Falls and Cooperstown, and that dew point is right at 61 degrees, so it is muggy to start. We will be seeing humid conditions today with highs reaching near 90 and feels like temperatures in the mid-90s. We will remain mostly dry. This is our Yorkville battery. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Passing shower or an isolated storm is possible, but it looks like there is a very low chance of this. We will be seeing some sunshine today with really hot and humid conditions. Even tomorrow, we're going to be in the low 90s. Feels like temperatures in the upper 90s. We once again remain mostly dry, but a pop-up shower or storm is possible. So for the rest of today, definitely stay hydrated. We'll be in the upper 80s, really humid as well. And I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks to a developing story now. Still no.
Welcome back. It's going to be really hot and humid today. Perfect day for some ice cream, but since it is really hot, it's going to melt pretty fast today. We see higher humidity as well, so it feels like temperatures are actually going to be in the mid-90s today. We will be seeing some sunshine both today and tomorrow. An isolated or pop-up shower is possible both today and tomorrow, but we do see mostly sunny skies and dry conditions. And then as we head into Friday and Saturday, we do see some sun Friday morning, and then we do see a cold front move in Friday evening, afternoon, evening. That brings in some showers and thunderstorms, and a pop-up shower or thunderstorm is possible on Saturday. So this weekend, we look okay for Saturday. It looks mostly dry, just a pop-up shower is possible. We're still warm and humid. And then Boilermaker Sunday, at this point, it looks dry in the morning for the race, but it's possible to see some thunderstorms in the afternoon. Gary.
Anna, thanks now to a remarkable rescue in
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are waking up to some patchy fog this morning, and it is warm and muggy. It's going to get hot and humid today. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. We are seeing clear skies and then some fog to start out here this morning. Temperatures are in the 60s, so it is feeling a bit warm outside, and today we're actually going to reach near 90. So once again, temperatures right now in the 60s. We have 65 degrees in Whitesboro and in Deansboro. And if we take a look to the south, we have 63 degrees in Cooperstown, Norwich, Sherburne, and in Hamilton. And that dew point is already at 61 degrees. So we are in the muggy category. This does look to rise today. And as our temperature rises, reaching near 90, it's going to feel a lot warmer than that. It's going to feel possibly like the mid-90s for the temperature today. I also did just want to point out for this morning, I had a look at the air quality index. It's at a 95 right now, so that is still moderate. It's still okay to be outside and stuff, but I did just want to relay that the air quality is a little bit poor because there is very light smoke coming in for today. We are dry this morning on our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We do remain dry today, but since it is so warm and humid, a passing shower or thunderstorm is possible again this afternoon. And then we continue to be humid tomorrow and Friday. Our next cold front does move through on Friday, bringing widespread showers and storms. That does break the humidity a little bit for Saturday and for Boilermaker Sunday. So since it is hot and humid both today and tomorrow, just an isolated shower or storm is possible. But once we head into Friday, that's when the cold front moves through, and that's when it does look like all of us will be seeing some showers and storms, and then an isolated shower or storm possible on Saturday. But after it moves through on Friday, that humidity does break a little bit for the weekend. It still looks warm and muggy for Boilermaker race day, though, and we're closely tracking the possibility of some rain. So we'll keep you updated on that. But at this point, both models have us in the clear. We're just seeing cloudy skies and kind of like muggy conditions in the morning. So on our Skycast here today, we're seeing sunshine. Once again, upper 80s for the high temperature, and an isolated shower or storm is possible. And then tonight we drop into the 60s. It remains humid overnight as well. Tomorrow will be another hot day. We're actually going going to be getting a little bit warmer than today. We'll reach the lower 90s, and it's going to be humid, so it feels like temperatures are going to be in the upper 90s, and an isolated shower or storm is possible once again. So for today, expect sunshine. We'll reach the upper 80s, but it's going to feel like mid-90s, and then tonight we'll drop into the 60s. Tomorrow we get a lot warmer, low 90s for the high temperature with sunshine, and isolated showers possible both today and tomorrow. We do see a cold front approach on Friday, though. That brings in widespread showers and storms, and we are a little bit cooler for the weekend, Gary.
So Saturday looks good, Sunday iffy.
Yes, so we're closely tracking Boilermaker Sunday. Hopefully it stays dry.
That's for sure. Hannah, thanks. Well, the time right now is 5:21 in the morning, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And you stayed up late last night, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm tired.
You wanted to watch those fireworks. Good
That's
for you.
the bad thing about the morning shift, because they have to be here at 4, so
Yeah.
I only get a couple hours if you do
Yeah,
that.
I watched them on TV.
Yes, that's good. But today it's going to feel really warm. It's kind of going to be like yesterday, but it's going to be a lot warmer in the upper 80s. So let's take a look now at the temperatures to start. We're in the 60s, 65 degrees in Whitesboro, and 62 degrees in Richfield Springs, Cooperstown, and Westmoreland. We'll reach the upper 80s today and will remain humid. We're already pretty muggy this morning, 61 degrees for the dew point. That is in the muggy category. As it does get really hot and humid today, it will actually feel like the mid-90s. We'll remain dry. This is our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are going to be seeing some sun again with a passing shower or isolated thunderstorm possible just due to the heat and the humidity. The heat and humidity continues tomorrow. Will be even warmer than today in the lower 90s. And then once again, just because it's hot and humid, passing shower or thunderstorm is possible. Before the rest of today, expect mostly sunny skies and mostly dry conditions. Once again, really hot and humid. I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. As the country...
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. We're waking up warm and a little bit muggy this morning. 62 degrees being measured at the Grover's Park Airport in Rome with the dew point of 61 degrees. And then when the temperature and dew point are super close, that's when we do get some patchy fog. So we will be seeing clear skies and sunshine, but we are seeing some fog to start here this morning, especially in the valleys and of areas of higher elevation. We get really hot and humid today. We'll actually be in the upper 80s. It's going to feel like the mid-90s with the high humidity. And then tomorrow, a little bit hotter. Will be the low 90s, feeling like the upper 90s with that humidity. We start to cool down a little bit on Friday as a cold front moves through, but we're still going to be a little bit muggy and warmer over the weekend, reaching the low 80s. So today, hot and humid, same thing tomorrow. A pop-up shower thunderstorm is possible today and tomorrow. That's due to just how warm and humid it is, but we do look mostly dry. And then we continue to see hot and humid weather for the Boilermaker weekend with possibly some unsettled weather, so we'll keep you updated on that. Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The undisputed king of hot...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with patchy fog this morning, and it is warm and muggy outside. It's going to be a hot and humid day. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. We are seeing clear skies, but then we also are seeing patchy fog and higher elevations and in the valleys this morning, so keep that in mind when heading out the door. But we are also pretty warm. Our temperatures at this point are in the 60s. We have 64 degrees in Whitesboro and in Deansboro. If we take a look to the south, we have 63 degrees in Cooperstown, Hamilton, Sherburne, and in Norwich. And that dew point is right at 61 degrees, so we are kind of in the muggy category. This will rise today along with that temperature. We'll reach near 90, and with this dew point rising, it's going to feel like the mid-90s today. Also, just something to point out this morning that we are seeing okay air quality at this point. There's just a little bit of smoke in, so it is at a moderate level. The air quality index is at 95, so just anyone who's unusually sensitive to air quality could be seeing some issues here this morning. We are dry to start on our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and today we will remain dry. We will be seeing some sunshine coming in today, and it is just going to be hot and humid. Because of this, there is the possibility of just a passing shower or thunderstorm. So we remain really humid both today, tomorrow, and Friday. A cold front moves through on Friday that does kind of break the humidity a little bit. And because the cold front comes in, we do see widespread showers and storms return on Friday. We just have an isolated shower possible both today and tomorrow due to the heat and humidity. And then same thing goes for Saturday. But we do see widespread showers and storms return on Friday. And we do look to dry out for the weekend. So far, it's so good for the Boilermaker. We may be seeing some rain showers. We'll keep you updated, but both models do just have cloudy skies during the morning of the Boilermaker race. It's going to be warm and muggy, though, so not like last year where it was nice and refreshing. Warm and muggy conditions are expected. Possibility of some showers. We'll keep you updated on that. So on our Skycast here today, once again, we'll reach the upper 80s. It's going to feel like the mid 90s, though, with that humidity. A passing shower or thunderstorm is possible this afternoon. And then tonight we'll fall into the 60s, seeing humid conditions continuing. The heat and humidity continues tomorrow. It actually is going to be a little bit warmer. We'll reach the low 90s tomorrow, and it's possible it feels like the upper 90s. And once again, a passing shower or storm is possible tomorrow afternoon. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine, isolated shower possible, but it's going to be hot and humid. We'll reach near 90, and then we'll fall into the 60s tonight, remaining humid. Really hot and humid tomorrow, low 90s with high humidity. And then we are going to be seeing a cold front coming on Friday. That breaks the humidity a little bit for the weekend, but still warm and muggy for the Boilermaker, Gary.
And when I hear 90s, I think of those days during the winter when it's below zero with the wind chill.
Yes, so there's always something nice to think about.
Sure. Hannah, thanks. The time right now is 5:52. Still ahead on Sunrise Tracker 2 forecast. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us now. Good morning once again to you.
Good morning, Gary. Today it's going to get really hot and humid, and it's going to be hot and humid tomorrow, too.
Our first big stretch of this.
Yes, so because we have been a little bit hot yesterday, and it continues to be humid, and it's going to get really hot today and tomorrow, so.
It's only going to get worse.
Yes. Let's take a look now at the temperatures to start. We're in the 60s, so not too bad this morning. 64 degrees in Whitesboro and 63 degrees in Lake Pleasant. We're a little bit muggy, 60 degrees for the dew point being measured at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome, but these numbers will rise. We'll reach the upper 80s today, and it's going to be humid, so it's going to actually feel like the 90s. We are dry on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We do look to remain dry, but since it is so warm and humid, there's the possibility of a passing shower or an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon. And we continue to be hot and humid tomorrow as we reach the low 90s. And then once again, just because it's hot and humid, we do see a pop-up shower or a thunderstorm possible. But for the rest of today, it looks dry, mostly sunny, highs reaching near 90. Really humid. I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Now to a developing story. Still no word.
Welcome back. Today it's going to be hot and humid. Perfect day for some ice cream. But if you do get ice cream, since it's going to be so warm and humid, near 90, it's going to feel like the mid 90s. Definitely eat that fast because it's going to melt pretty quickly. We will be seeing some sunshine today and tomorrow. Just because it is really warm and humid, a passing shower or thunderstorm is possible in the afternoon, but we do look mostly dry for the day. Then heading into Friday, we will be seeing some sun in the morning, then clouds, showers, and thunderstorms come in the afternoon and evening as a cold front moves through. And then we will continue to see partly cloudy skies on Saturday, but there is the chance of some showers in the forecast. For the weekend, it looks like Saturday is the better day. We're still keeping an eye on Boilermaker Sunday. Either way, it's going to be warm and humid for both days. There is a possibility of some thunderstorms Sunday afternoon after the Boilermaker. Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Now to a remarkable rescue.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with patchy fog this morning. It is warm and muggy, and it's going to be hot and humid today. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Clear skies and sunshine to start here in Utica. Higher elevations and the valleys are seeing some denser fog this morning, so keep that in mind when heading out the door. And we're pretty warm. Our sky watchers have us all in the 60s. We have 64 degrees in New Hartford and 63 degrees in Clinton. If we take a look to the south, we have 62 degrees in Milford and 64 degrees in Morris. That dew point value is just at 60 degrees this morning, so it is in the muggy category. This will rise today along with that temperature. We'll reach near 90 and be humid, so it's actually going to feel even warmer than that. And then just something to point out this morning, I saw on my weather app, it was saying that the air was unhealthy. I did take a look at some of the more advanced air quality indexes, websites. It did have us at a moderate level this morning, 95 for the air quality index. So that's just unhealthy for people who are unusually sensitive to air quality. So if you are unusually sensitive to air quality, keep that in mind for this morning. We are at a moderate level for some smoke in our atmosphere. We are starting out dry though. This is our York Volt battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. Today we will be seeing sunshine, and since it is warm and humid, the possibility of a passing shower or thunderstorm happens this afternoon. We do look mostly dry. We will remain humid tomorrow and Friday, but a cold front moves through Friday. That does break the humidity a little bit for the weekend, but we're still muggy. And once again, an isolated shower or thunderstorm possible both today and tomorrow because of the heat and humidity. That cold front comes in on Friday. That does bring more widespread showers and thunderstorms, and then a few showers and thunderstorms lingering on Saturday. But so far, so good for the Boilermaker. We're keeping a close eye on this because it does keep changing. At this point for the race, it looks like it's going to be cloudy, and it looks like it's going to be warmer and muggy. It looks like we'll be in the 60s to 70s for the temperature, still a little bit humid. There is a possibility for a few showers. We'll keep you updated on that. At this point, the showers, possibly a thunderstorm, looks to hold off until the afternoon. So far, so good for the Boilermaker on Sunday. For the rest of today on our Skycast, we'll get pretty warm. Highs will reach near 90. It's going to be humid, so it's going to feel like the mid-90s, and a passing shower or thunderstorm is possible. We remain warm and muggy overnight in the 60s, and then tomorrow we'll get warmer. We reach the low 90s for the high temperature. It's going to feel like the upper 90s because of that humidity, and a pop-up shower or thunderstorm is possible because of that. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine. It's going to be hot and humid in the upper 80s, and then tonight we fall into the 60s, remaining humid. Tomorrow is going to be really hot and humid. We'll reach the low 90s. Feels like temperatures in the upper 90s. A cold front moves through on Friday. That does break the humidity a little bit for the weekend, Gary.
Be careful out there. It's going to heat up.
Yes, and then same thing for tomorrow is make sure you're staying hydrated.
Yeah, stay inside if you can. Hannah, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And we've seen it in the national news quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, that hot weather, and now it's made its way here.
Yes, today and tomorrow will be really hot. Upper 80s today, and then low 90s tomorrow. Also really humid, so it's going to feel warmer.
Yeah, be careful, especially for the elderly out there.
Yes, and then definitely make sure to stay hydrated. So let's take a look now at the temperatures already to start this morning. We're in the 60s, but actually it's feeling pretty warm outside. 62 degrees in Little Falls, Westmoreland, Richfield Springs, and in Cooperstown. And we are a bit muggy, 60 degrees for the dew point as well. This dew point will rise today along with the temperature. We'll reach near 90 and be humid, so it's going to actually feel like the lower to mid 90s today. We will remain dry on our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar, but since it is hot and humid, there is the small chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm here this afternoon, and it remains hot and humid tomorrow in the low 90s. And once again, because of this humidity, we will be seeing possibly some pop-up showers or thunderstorms, but it does look mostly dry and sunny at this point. So for today, expect sunshine, upper 80s, humid, and I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. As the country...
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. We're pretty warm this morning, 61 degrees being measured at the Rivers Park Airport in Rome. That dew point's at 60 degrees, so we are seeing muggy conditions and some patchy fog to start because those numbers are really close together. But otherwise, we are going to be seeing sunshine today, and it's going to be hot and humid. We'll reach near 90 with feels like temperatures in the lower to mid 90s, and then tomorrow, lower 90s with feels like temperatures even higher. So really hot and humid both today and tomorrow. We start to cool down a little bit for Friday as a cold front moves through, but it's still warm and humid over the weekend with highs in the low 80s. So if you are running the Boilermaker on Sunday, it does look a little bit warmer and humid, especially compared to last year. So hazy, hot, and humid weather continues. Just because it's so hot and humid, we do have the possibility of a passing shower or thunderstorm this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon. And then once again for this weekend, still remaining hot and humid. Gary.
Hannah, thanks. The undisputed king of hot dogs.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some patchy fog this morning. It's warm and humid, and it's going to be hot and humid this afternoon. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. We can see clear skies and sunshine to start here in Utica, but in the valleys and higher elevations this morning, we are seeing some patchy fog. We are also pretty warm. Our sky watchers have us in the 60s. We do have 64 degrees in Norway and in New Hartford. And if we take a look to the south, we have 62 degrees in Milford and 64 degrees in Morris. It is starting out a bit muggy as well. 60 degrees for the dew point. That's being measured at the Rivers Park Airport in Rome. And these numbers will continue to rise today. We'll actually reach the upper 80s near 90, and the dew point rises as well. So it's going to be hot and humid this afternoon with feels like temperatures in the lower to mid 90s. We are dry to start. This is our Yorkville batteries from Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And today we look to remain dry with sunshine, but since it's going to be hot and humid, there's always that possibility of a passing shower or an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon. Same thing for tomorrow because it remains warm and humid tomorrow. So keep that in mind for today, but it does look mostly dry and sunny though. Nala and her neighbors this morning are super excited to sunbathe. Her neighbors are already at the window this morning. She's saying hi to Belle and Kitty. They'll sunbathe and soak up the sun this afternoon as it's going to be really warm and humid. It remains really humid for both tomorrow and Friday. A cold front moves through on Friday that does kind of break the humidity a little bit for the weekend, but it's still going to feel quite muggy outside. So today, tomorrow, since it's hot and humid, always the chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm. They become more widespread as a cold front moves through on Friday. And then a few lingering showers or thunderstorms are possible for both Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So if you are running the Boilermaker on Sunday, like myself, it's a little bit iffy at this point. It's definitely not going to be as nice as it was last year with that low humidity and cooler weather. We're starting out cloudy. Time of race. It's going to be warm and muggy. I would say temperatures probably in the 60s to lower 70s during the race, and it's going to be a little bit humid as well, so it may feel a little bit uncomfortable, and we're closely tracking the possibility of some rain, so we will keep you updated on that. At this point, we are dry. The one model is kind of showing a little bit of a close call. So for the rest of today, we will continue to see sunshine. We'll get really warm. Low 80s at noon and then upper 80s for the high temperature later. It's also going to be pretty humid outside with the possibility of an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Then tonight we fall into the 60s. We continue to see clear skies and we'll just warm up tomorrow. At noon tomorrow in the mid 80s already and then low 90s for the high temperature with sunshine, possibility of a passing shower or thunderstorm. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine, mostly dry conditions, near 90, really humid, so make sure you stay hydrated. And then we fall into the 60s tonight. It remains really hot and humid tomorrow as we reach the low 90s. And a cold front on Friday brings in the break in the humidity a little bit over the weekend, Gary.
So at least it's just 2 days of these steamy temperatures.
Yes, today and tomorrow, make sure you stay hydrated going outside.
Hannah, thanks. The time right now is 6:52. Still ahead on Suncast, and it is a steamy one today, right?
Yes, we're going to reach near 90, and it's going to be really humid, and then even warmer tomorrow when that humidity stays.
And as you've been mentioning all morning long, hydrate.
Yes, definitely. Today and tomorrow it's going to be really hot, so definitely be careful. So let's take a look at the temperatures to start. We're We're in the 60s, 67 degrees in Whitesboro and 65 degrees in Richfield Springs. So already pretty warm this morning. It's also muggy. We have 63 degrees for the dew point. So it's already on the rise this morning. We will see our dew point rise as well as the temperature. It's going to be near 90. And with the higher dew point, higher humidity, we will be seeing feels like temperatures in the lower to mid 90s. We will remain dry today. This is a Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. But since it is so warm and humid, there's always a chance to see a passing shower or thunderstorm. Same thing goes for tomorrow. Will be even warmer. And then once again, we do have that possibility of just a pop-up shower or thunderstorm because of the heat and humidity. So for today, expect sunshine, possibility of a passing shower near 90, and the feels like temperatures are going to be even warmer. I will talk a little bit more about this weekend's forecast.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some sunshine this morning, but also some patchy fog. It's going to be hot and humid today. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. As we can see, clear blue skies to start. We're a little bit warm and humid, and then we're also seeing some patchy fog in the higher elevations and in the valleys this morning. Our skywatchers have us in the 60s. We have 67 degrees in Mohawk and 64 degrees in Norway and in New Hartford. And if we take a look to the south, we have 62 degrees in Milford and 64 degrees in Morris. And that dew point's already at 63 degrees. So it is on the rise here this morning. We are in the muggy category. It is going to get humid today as this continues to rise. And highs are going to be near 90. So it's going to feel like the lower to mid 90s today. We are dry on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but since it is so warm and humid today, there is always the chance of a passing shower or a pop-up thunderstorm this afternoon. Same thing goes for tomorrow as it remains hot and humid. We see widespread showers and thunderstorms come in Friday due to a cold front. Kind of breaks the humidity a little bit for the weekend. So once again, our next chance of really some rain and thunderstorms looks to be on Friday. And then after that, we do see some lingering showers and a few thunderstorms into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. If you are running the Boilermaker this year, like myself, it looks like it may be a little bit iffy, especially compared to last year where it was nice and cool in the morning and we saw some sun. Looks like we are going to be cloudy this year. Both of our models are showing cloud cover. We are going to be warmer and muggy in the morning, 60 to 70 degrees, and then once again a higher humidity. And then it is possible to see a few showers. The one model is showing, we're just on the edge of some showers. The other model is not showing anything. So we will keep you updated on that because these models do keep changing. So of course we'll keep you updated on that. But it looks like we could be seeing some afternoon thunderstorms on Boilermaker Sunday. So for the rest of today on our Skycast, we will reach near 90. It's going to feel like the lower to mid 90s though because of that humidity and the pop-up shower is possible. Then tonight we'll fall into the 60s, remaining humid overnight, and we'll get really hot and humid tomorrow, a little bit warmer than today even. We'll reach the low 90s. Pop-up shower, thunderstorm is possible in the afternoon because it's really humid. So for today, sunshine will be near 90. Feels like temperatures in the lower to mid 90s. And then tonight we'll fall into the 60s, still remaining humid overnight. We get even warmer tomorrow. We'll be in the low 90s, really humid as well. Our next cold front moves in on Friday. That does bring in widespread showers and thunderstorms. It breaks the humidity a little bit for the weekend, but we're still kind of going to be muggy, and we're still going to be hot. We'll be in the low 80s for both Saturday and Sunday.
Noon with our very steamy weather. Temperatures are already up there and we'll be approaching 90 degrees. And along with the humidity, it will feel even hotter. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us now. And Hannah, it's pretty warm out there already.
Yes, we're already all in the lower 80s this afternoon, and we will reach the upper 80s today, and it will remain humid. So right now we have 82 degrees in Whitesboro, 80 degrees in Richfield Springs, even 85 degrees in Little Falls, and our dew point value is close to 70 degrees, so getting really humid this afternoon. 69 degrees for the dew point value being measured at the Rivers Park Airport in Rome. That gives us a couple degrees on our feels like temperatures. So at this point, feels like the mid mid-80s rather than the lower 80s. We're also seeing sunshine, so that's really kind of keeping us warm as well. On our Mesnet cameras, very little cloud cover is continuing this afternoon. We remain hot and humid today. Same thing tomorrow. It's even going to be a little bit warmer. And because it's hot and humid, we are going to be dry, but there's just like the chance to see a pop-up shower or thunderstorm just because it is hot and humid. But for the rest of today, expect mostly dry conditions, upper 80s, feels like temperatures close to and in the low 90s. I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Utica Police have just released.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking hot and humid weather for the rest of this afternoon with some sunshine. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Clear blue skies, very little cloud cover this afternoon, but it is getting pretty warm and humid. Our sky watchers have us all in the 80s at this point. We have 81 degrees in Old Forge and Otsego and 85 degrees in Mohawk. Highs today will reach the upper 80s, almost near 90, and it's going to feel warmer because of that humidity. So at this point, we're in the lower to mid 80s. It does feel like the upper 80s here in the Mohawk Valley. And then later this afternoon, it's going to feel like the lower 90s. As we can see, that's right here in the Mohawk Valley. Tonight, it will still be warm and muggy overnight, but then as we head into tomorrow, same thing. Hot and humid at noon tomorrow. It's going to feel just around 90 degrees, and it will remain that way for the rest of the afternoon, especially in the Mohawk Valley. We are still tracking dry conditions on our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar, and today there is just a small chance of seeing a passing shower or an isolated thunderstorm. That's due to how hot and humid it is, but at this point, it's looking like it's going to stay dry and sunny for the rest of the day. So Nala and her neighbors are going to sunbathe by the window together and soak up the sunshine and the warmth. Today she is saying hi to Belle and Kitty, and we are seeing really hot and humid weather. So once again, they'll sunbathe and soak that up by the window. It's going to remain hot and humid tomorrow and humid on Friday. A cold front moves through on Friday, though. That does break the humidity a little bit for the weekend, but still going to be a little humid, not as humid as these next couple of days. And because of that cold front, we do see widespread showers and thunderstorms coming in for Friday afternoon and evening, and then a few lingering showers for Saturday. Now, if you are running the Boilermaker on Sunday like myself, we are still looking into this. At this point, we know it's going to be a lot warmer than last year, and it's going to be humid. If you remember last year, it wasn't humid at all. We actually started out the morning in like the 50s and 60s. It was really nice out, and it looks cloudy at this point. So both models showing cloudy skies, humid and warmer conditions. There is a possibility to see some rain, as we can see, close call on this model, so we will keep you updated as it does get closer. For the rest of today, we will be dry with some sun. Highs do reach the upper 80s, and it's going to feel like the lower 90s because it is going to be pretty hot and humid today. And then we remain warm and muggy overnight with low in the 60s. Tomorrow, same thing. We get really hot and humid. At noon tomorrow, mid 80s, and then near 90 for the high temperature. And those feels like temperatures once again going to be in the lower 90s. So for today, hot and humid weather continues. We're pushing 90 with sunshine for the rest of the day, and then we'll be warm and muggy overnight with a low in the 60s. We remain hazy, hot, and humid for tomorrow. Highs reach the lower 90s. A cold front brings in showers and thunderstorms for Friday afternoon. That does break the humidity just a little bit for the weekend. Gary.
Hannah, thanks. And this extreme weather has reporting. Time now for a first look at the weather in this half hour. Once again, here is meteorologist Hannah Evans with that very hot forecast.
Yes, we are tracking really warm weather this afternoon, and it's humid, so it feels even hotter than the actual temperature. So right now we're in the 80s. We have 87 degrees in Little Falls, 85 degrees in Inlet and in Westmoreland. And with that dew point value really close to 70, it's pretty humid outside. We are measuring 69 degrees for the dew point value at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. We are also seeing sunshine, so all of this is keeping us a lot hotter. It's feeling a lot hotter than the actual temperature. Very little cloud cover today, and it looks like it will remain dry for the rest of the day. So the hot and humid weather continues. Same thing tomorrow. We're probably going to be a couple of degrees warmer, and because it's so hot and humid, a pop-up shower or an isolated thunderstorm is possible, but it does look mostly dry for both today and tomorrow. For the rest of today, expect sunshine. Once again, upper 80s, will be humid, and I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Utica's mayor and
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking sunshine and really hot and humid weather this afternoon. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. We can see blue skies, not a cloud in sky overlooking Utica. We are seeing very little cloud cover today, so that's keeping us warm, and we are also feeling a lot warmer because of that humidity. Our sky watchers have us in the lower to mid 80s already at this point. We have 81 degrees in Old Forge and Otsego, 83 degrees in Clinton. Highs today will reach the upper 80s, but it's going to feel much more like the lower 90s. As of right now, it is feeling like really close to 90 degrees outside with the heat, humidity, very light breeze, and that sunshine for the rest of the afternoon, especially in the Mohawk Valley. As we can see here, 3-4 p.m. it's going to feel like the lower 90s. Definitely make sure to stay hydrated for today, and same thing goes for tomorrow. So just around this time tomorrow, it's still going to feel like it's 90 degrees outside, and then the lower 90s for the rest of the afternoon tomorrow. We are dry right now on our Yorkville battery. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, just a little bit of a breeze outside, not a lot of relief from the heat and the humidity, and it is possible to see a passing shower or thunderstorm because of how hot and humid it is, but at this point it does look to remain dry for the rest of the day. It remains hot and humid tomorrow, and it remains humid on Friday. A cold front does move through on Friday. That breaks the humidity a little bit for the weekend, but it's still going to feel muggy outside. And that cold front also does bring in widespread showers and storms Friday afternoon and evening. So that's our next chance of widespread rain coming in. And then we do see a few showers lingering into Saturday. Now, if you are running the Boilermaker on Sunday, like myself, it is going to be a close call. At this point, it looks like it's still going to be warm and a little bit humid outside. So definitely not as good as last year. Last year, if you recall, was kind of cool in the morning and there was no humidity. It was really nice out actually to run in. This year, it's going to feel a little bit more humid. It's going to be cloudy and it's going to be warmer, 60s to 70s probably in the temperature for the start of the race. And it is possible to see a few rain showers. So at this point, the one model is kind of making a close call. Other model is just saying cloudy, so we will keep you updated with any new information that does come in for Sunday. So on our Skycast here today, expect sunshine for the rest of the day. We'll reach the upper 80s, but it's going to feel a lot warmer than that. And then tonight will fall into the 60s, remaining mild and humid overnight. Tomorrow, same thing. It's going to be really hot and humid. At noon tomorrow, we'll be in the mid 80s again, low 90s for the high temperature with a passing shower possible. So for the rest of today, expect hot and humid weather. Sunshine will reach the upper 80s, and tonight will drop into the 60s, still humid overnight. And it is going to be really hot and humid tomorrow as we reach the low 90s. Our next chance of rain comes in Friday. That's due to a cold front. It breaks the humidity a little bit for the weekend. Gary.
a hot couple of days.
Yes, definitely.
And this extreme weather around the country has been putting a
Our chief meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking the heat here at home.
Yeah, it's going to get hotter tomorrow. We've got a heat advisory in effect for the lower elevations because temperatures climbing into the low 90s tomorrow, but it's the heat index that climbs into the mid 90s. Let's take a look at the advisory. Again, this is for southern Oneida, southern Herkimer, Montgomery County, Madison County. Again, the lower elevations here. It's going to be a hot day across all of central New York, but these places in particular look to be the hottest. A few isolated storms this evening, especially across the North Country, but most of us are going to escape dry. 87 degrees is the current temperature. It feels like 90 with the humidity. Plenty of sunshine out there. It's going to be a very warm evening ahead. Looks like we're going to hit the low 90s on Thursday. An isolated storm is possible tomorrow afternoon. Widespread storms look to return on Friday. This evening, partly sunny, temperatures in the 80s. Again, a very warm evening ahead. We're tracking the chance of thunderstorms as we head into Friday as well as part of the weekend. Look at the forecast that's coming up. Kristen, back to you.
In January, MVHS and the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Tracking heat, high levels of humidity, temperatures tomorrow afternoon warmer than today. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We've been tracking a few pop-up storms, mainly north and east of Utica. Here's a scene now. These are generally impacting areas in Hamilton County and Fulton County. Some thunder and lightning here. Earlier today, a few of these did skirt across northern Oneida County and parts of Herkimer County north of the Mohawk Valley. But as we head into this evening, the weather is expected to be dry for all of central New York. And we've got a pretty thick haze due to the high humidity. This is a live look in Oneonta. Again, the weather will stay very uncomfortable here over the next about 24 hours. The heat index tops out in the mid to upper 90s tomorrow, so that's the day you're going to want to take it easy, especially if you live in the Mohawk Valley. That's where the heat index is going to be highest. In the North Country, you can shed about 5 degrees off the highest heat index here, but still, low 90s, mid 90s, it's going to be a tough day to be outdoors and doing anything strenuous, so make sure you remain hydrated. Heading into the weekend, the numbers go down. In fact, it will be a lot cooler and a lot more comfortable here by Boilermaker weekend. 87 degrees in Whitesboro, Dolgeville 89, Little Falls 87, Deansboro 86. Sherburne 92 degrees, Cooperstown 90, and Skanevis checking in with 85. So we have high pressure and control of our weather for now. This will keep us mostly high and dry. There's just a very small chance of a pop-up storm tomorrow. A better chance is expected on Friday as a cold front approaches from the west. A very uncomfortable night for sleeping. We're only down into the mid-60s, so a great night to run the air conditioner if you have it. As we head into the day tomorrow, we start out sunny at 7 o'clock in the morning. Watch how fast these temperatures rise. Again, already into the mid to upper 80s by noontime. A lot of places hit 90 degrees. I think we'll see a few pop-up storms tomorrow. Again, small chance. I'm only thinking maybe 1 or 2 of these throughout the day. But again, something to be on the lookout for. Tomorrow night, the weather remains very humid. There will be a better chance for thunderstorms heading into Friday. A cold front is expected to move in from the west, and that's expected to bring showers and thunderstorms. A few of those storms Friday afternoon could produce some locally heavy rain as well as some gusty winds. And the weather does become less humid heading into the weekend. Mild and muggy tonight, down to 65. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, and humid, and again, an isolated storm, a high of 92. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Storms Friday, 82. Saturday looks dry. There is the chance, a better chance for rain on Sunday. Right now, it's looking to be just after Boilermaker, but it's looking really close. So it's something we'll be keeping a close eye on. Showers, thunderstorms expected on Monday and Tuesday. And coming up in a few minutes, we're talking about how hot the pavement gets as temperatures climb into the 90s.
No running barefoot.
No running barefoot for sure, yeah.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Well, after getting off to a rockologist, Bill Curtis.
Hey, we're talking about the hot weather and how this impacts temperatures on different surfaces. We really want folks to be careful when taking the dog out for a walk. Of course, it's going to be a hot day to do that anyway tomorrow, so you might want to skip it for a number of reasons. One of the biggest ones is the temperature. On a day like tomorrow when the air temperature is 90 degrees, the sun will make the surface feel much hotter, especially concrete, asphalt. Temperatures could exceed 125 to 140 degrees. And when it's that hot, paws will burn. It's a very easy way to tell. Just put your hand on the ground, and if it's too uncomfortable for you to do that, it's too uncomfortable for your pets to be walking out in this. Temperatures tomorrow, again, in the low 90s. That's really the day to watch. We will cool down as we head into the weekend. We're also tracking some showers and thunderstorms, too, as we approach the weekend. Looking quiet out there this evening. A couple of showers in the Adirondacks and North Country. We're tracking a hot Thursday. Look at that forecast. It's coming up. Back over to you.
A mystery at the White House.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. The heat is going to ramp up tomorrow. The humidity stays very high. Let's take a look at what's going on out there this evening. A few scattered thunderstorms have been popping up across the higher elevations north and east of Utica. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These have been generally impacting Hamilton County, but we take a closer look. This is how things have progressed this afternoon. A few of these isolated storms did impact parts of the North Country. Going forward, we'll see the chance of an isolated storm as well tomorrow. But again, most of us will be enjoying a day like today. Wow, lots of sunshine. It's been a hot one, hasn't it? Temperatures close to 90. Didn't quite make it there at Griffiths today. We got up to 87. But again, with the heat, it definitely felt like 90 degrees. I think we'll get there tomorrow. Tonight's a very sticky night. We'll take a look at the heat index tomorrow afternoon. I think it climbs into the low to mid 90s across the Mohawk Valley. There's a heat advisory in effect for southern Oneida, southern Herkimer, and Madison County, and down the Mohawk Valley again with the heat index again approaching the low to mid 90s. On Friday, we still deal with a pretty high heat index, but it's brief because we'll be having some showers and thunderstorms. Not quite as hot as tomorrow, but still we can make it into the upper 80s. Very humid over the next 2 days, but the humidity eases back just in time for Boilermaker weekend. And while the humidity doesn't look high, it doesn't look super comfortable either. It does look like we'll be dealing with some humidity heading into the weekend. Whitesboro, 85 degrees. Dolgeville, Little Falls, 90. Cross Southern Valleys, Sherburne, 91 degrees. Cooperstown, 88. Skenevis with 84. I'll have your sky watchers coming up at 6 o'clock. Radar and satellite image showing scattered showers here today, again, mainly north and east of Utica. We'll see a few isolated storms pop up tomorrow, but Friday is the day where we will be seeing a lot more in the way of wet weather as a cold front moves in. Tonight, great night to use the air conditioner if you have it. Overnight lows drop down into the mid 60s. A hot day tomorrow, an isolated thunderstorm. Temperatures hitting 90 degrees in many areas. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies, overnight lows only in the upper 60s. And then Friday, it's a very humid day, but it's not going to be quite as hot. Widespread showers and storms expected, with temperatures dropping into the 70s here by late Friday evening. Looking ahead to Boilermaker, it does look like we're going to be tracking some rain on Sunday. The question is, when does the rain move in? Will it be during the race, after the race, or well after the race? Still some conflicting information here, but it is something we're going to be keeping an eye on. It does look like that rain will be widespread, so once it moves in, I think it's going to be sticking around for a good portion of the day. Mild and muggy tonight, down to 65. Tomorrow, looking at a hazy, hot, and humid day, 92 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Widespread showers and storms Friday, 82. Saturday looks dry. Again, tracking some rain moving in Sunday, 77. Scattered showers and storms Monday and Tuesday. It remains very warm and very humid as we head into next week with temperatures in the low 80s Monday and Tuesday and into the mid 80s by Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking the heat.
Yeah, the heat's going to be turned up tomorrow. Temperatures likely in the low 90s across the area. We made it into the upper 80s today for comparison. And it's because of that the Weather Service, the National Weather Service, has a heat advisory in effect for the lower elevations, including Madison, southern Oneida, southern Herkimer, and Montgomery counties. The heat index expected to be in the mid 90s tomorrow. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We saw a few isolated storms across the North Country, but for the most part, it's just been a hot, sunny day. Our current temperature is 87 degrees. It's still pretty humid out there, and the humidity is going to continue over the next couple of days. Again, we'll climb into the low 90s on Thursday. Widespread storms look to return on Friday. We're also taking an early look on how Boilermaker is trending here, because we may be dealing with some wet weather for that. Again, it's a very warm evening. We're going to track how hot it gets tomorrow. Look at that forecast coming up. Chris, back to you.
In January, they agreed to work together.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A hot and humid day today. It's going to be hotter tomorrow. Let's take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few places did see a few isolated storms today, and this was mainly north and east of Utica. Things are looking pretty quiet across the area this evening across all spots, and so we will stay dry and it remains humid. This is a live look in Cooperstown, our Utica National Tower camera. We have a very light breeze, not providing that much relief from the heat, but hey, any breeze helps, right? When you're heading out this evening, the weather will become a little bit more comfortable if you're trying to take the dog for a walk, but I would recommend avoiding taking the dog out for a walk tomorrow because when the sun is shining and air temperatures are close to 90, this is a look at how hot the surfaces get. Concrete's 125, asphalt's 140, and that actually can do some harm to your pet's paws. If you're not really sure especially in the morning to say evening time, an easy way to tell is just put your hand down on the pavement, and if it's uncomfortable for you, it's uncomfortable for your pets. High humidity continues tomorrow, Friday, but the humidity starts to back off a little as we head into Boilermaker weekend. Barneveld, 83 degrees, Gray, 89, Mohawk, 88, Micah, New Hartford, 87, Edmonston, 84, Westford, 84 degrees, Paynes Hollow with 89. Again, just a very warm and very humid day across the region. High pressure remains in control of our weather. It could still spark off an isolated storm tomorrow, but again, the big story will be the heat. Tonight, we're down into the mid-60s, a great night to run the air conditioner if you have it. We'll start out tomorrow with sunshine, temperatures in the mid-70s. We'll climb into the upper 80s tomorrow afternoon. Again, an isolated storm is possible. Again, it remains very humid tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 60s. On Friday, a cold front approaches from the west. This is expected to produce widespread showers and thunderstorms, and we will see some relief from the high heat and humidity as we get into the start of the weekend. Saturday looks nice, but Boilermaker Sunday, there's something we're watching really closely. It's low pressure to the west that will be moving east just in time for the race. It looks like this widespread rain will be moving in during the late morning to early afternoon, but it's definitely something to watch because if it's a few hours earlier than what the computer models are suggesting, that could mean some rain here for Boilermaker Sunday. Again, we'll keep you posted. Mild and muggy tonight, 65 for the low. It's a humid day tomorrow. 92 for the high. The heat index approaching the mid to upper 90s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers, storms Friday, 82. Saturday looks dry again. Showers and storms on Sunday looking to be the late morning to early afternoon. We'll keep you posted with that. Temperatures in the 80s, continuing hot and humid weather early next week.
If there's ever a time where people need to stay close to the Weather Center, this is that time.
We'll keep you posted on how things change.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, a new Hollis alongside Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. No issues with the air quality, no thunderstorms, but we are talking about the heat tomorrow, and that's what has our attention tonight.
Yes, a heat advisory in effect for the lower elevations, the first one that's been issued this year by the National Weather Service. Heat index up to 95 or higher. So you want to take it easy tomorrow if you're going to be doing anything outdoors. We're, of course, discouraging people from doing anything strenuous. A live look at the radar this evening. It is looking quiet. We had a couple of isolated storms earlier across the North Country, but right now things are dry everywhere, and I think that's the way things will stay as we head into tonight. Temperatures are slowly cooling off. It's a very humid night. We're 72 degrees. Clear skies, calm winds. It's going to stay humid overnight. It's going to be a great night to run the air conditioner if you have it. We're only looking at overnight lows in the mid-60s here. So again, use the fan or the air conditioner or whatever when you have, maybe both. We're tracking a hot day tomorrow and the chance for some thunderstorms as we head into the end of the week, along with a preview of the Boilermaker and how the weather's trending for that. And that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, one person was
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're tracking pretty quiet weather out there tonight. It's very warm. It's very humid. It's going to stay like that tonight. The heat's going to ramp up tomorrow. We're expecting temperatures to be warmer than today. We made it into the upper 80s this afternoon. A lot of places are going to hit the low 90s tomorrow. Here's a time lapse of this evening. You can see all the haze. This not created by wildfire smoke, but rather just the high humidity. This is looking over Oneonta. And we've got nice long days this time of the year. Sunset is almost 8:45. And looking at a very warm night across the area. Tomorrow, with the high temperature and sunshine, you want to be extra careful with the pets. Don't walk your pets during the afternoon, not just because it's going to be a hot day, but the sun could actually burn your pet's paws. The pavement can get up to 125 to 140 degrees. If you're taking your pet out for a walk in the morning or in the evening and you're not sure if it's hot enough, just put your hands down on the pavement. If it's too uncomfortable for you to do that, skip the dog walk. And we'll be dealing with hot weather tomorrow. It stays very humid Friday, but it's the weekend where we will see some relief from the humidity. It's still muggy, but it won't be as humid as the next couple of days. Bigger picture shows a very slow-moving cold front to the west. This will ultimately drive our weather and put an end to the hot weather, at least temporarily, as we head into the weekend. It's dry tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the mid-60s. Very warm tomorrow. We're starting out in the 70s. We're going to climb quickly. I think we'll be in the upper 80s by noontime, close to 90 in a lot of places. The heat index topping out in the mid-90s. There's the chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. That looks to be isolated, but I think we'll see a few of them in our area. Tomorrow night, a very warm night. Overnight lows only in the upper 60s. And then showers and thunderstorms are expected to develop on Friday. This is going to usher in some slightly cooler weather. Looking ahead to Boilermaker Sunday, it's likely that we're going to see some rain developing. Right now, it looks like the afternoon that is expected to be the wettest, but it's going to be a pretty close call here. This might be impacting the weather towards the end of the Boilermaker. We'll keep you posted. Muggy, mild tonight, low of 65. Tomorrow, hazy, hot, humid, high temperature of 92. The humidity making it feel more like mid to upper 90s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers, thunderstorms Friday, 82. Dry Saturday. Widespread rain developing on Sunday, 77. Showers, thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. Back into this warm, humid weather pattern into early next week. But it's July. What you would expect.
'Tis summer, what we expect. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Thanks very much, Bill. And speaking of summer in Old Forge, Hollis alongside Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. No, we're not talking air quality issues. We're not talking thunderstorms. But we are talking about the heat for tomorrow, and that has an advisory out, right?
Yeah, you want to take it easy tomorrow. It was hot today. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Could it be even hotter tomorrow? I think we're going to be in the low 90s. So if you were struggling today, you're going to be struggling more tomorrow. Yeah. You're going to want to take it easy if you're going to be outside. The heat advisory in effect for the lower elevations, but really all of us should be taking our precautions. Let's take a look at the radar. Tonight, we are looking at dry conditions. We did have a couple of isolated storms earlier today across parts of the North Country, but it is looking quiet out there this evening. Temperature-wise, it's still very warm and it's very humid. We're not really getting that much relief tonight. We're down to 67. But again, with high humidity, temperatures aren't going to fall much here as we head into tonight. And you got a great view of the almost full moon, by the way. Temperatures overnight in the mid-60s means it's going to be a great night to run the air conditioner or use the fan. Again, with it being pretty uncomfortable. Hot day tomorrow. We're tracking that along with some thunderstorms heading into the end of the week, and also how the Boilermaker forecast is starting to shape up. And that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, one person was there.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking a lovely evening here in Central New York. It's very warm. It's very humid. Great night to run the air conditioner if you have it. Looking at dry conditions across the area. A couple of isolated showers taking place earlier today. We think a few more of these will be developing tomorrow. Here is a time lapse of Oneonta. This was earlier this evening. You can see the setting sun. Got nice long days this time of the year. The sunset is about 8:45, and again tonight looking pretty quiet across the region. Hot day tomorrow. Just a reminder, if you have pets, you don't want to be taking them out in the afternoon. Not only is it hot, but the pavement can actually injure them. The pavement could be as high as 140 degrees tomorrow with the strong sunshine and absorbing all of that energy on the dark surfaces here. If you are taking your dog out in the morning or in the evening and you're not sure about the pavement, it's never a bad idea to just put your hand down on it. If you can't comfortably do that and keep it there, it's too hot to walk the dog. Our heat index is going to be very high tomorrow. The humidity stays high. This will continue into Friday, but we will notice a change in the humidity, a small drop heading into the weekend. Radar and satellite image showing a cold front to the west. This is going to be our weather for Friday, thunderstorms with it. This will also help bring some relief to the area heading into the weekend. Tonight, clear skies. Again, a muggy night. Overnight lows drop down into the mid-60s. We skyrocket temperature-wise tomorrow. We quickly climb into the mid to upper 80s by lunchtime. There could be a few pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon. These look generally isolated, but it is possible. Heading into tomorrow night, a very muggy night. A humid Friday. Widespread showers and storms are expected Friday as a cold front approaches from the west. Temperatures on Friday cooler due to the wet weather. We have to watch Sunday. Obviously, with Boilermaker, the forecast here is calling for rain developing in the afternoon, but depending on the timing here, this might end up impacting the end of the race. Still early here, but it is something we're going to be keeping an eye on. Muggy, mild tonight, low of 65. Hazy, hot, humid tomorrow, 92 for the high. The heat index in the mid to upper 90s. Turn Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Weekend looks like a dry start. Saturday, 83, but again, tracking some rain heading into the afternoon on Sunday. Showers, thunderstorms Monday, Tuesday, back to a very humid weather pattern.
Yeah, summer weather like we like it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bill. Speaking of summer,